Hey guys, I'm your boy with Pick MMA. We are back with another one. We're going to be talking about the UFC Gamrot versus Fiziev. We have a really good card coming up next weekend. I just want to go over the best bets that we had for UFC Noche. We had some parlays, we had some props. We ended the night with 4 units in profit. I'm pretty happy. Even with the draw in the main event, we could have made a lot more money with Grasso plus money. But it ended up being a draw anyhow, guys. So the first, the straight moneyline bets, we had Alexa Grasso finish only moneyline, which didn't cash. We got the money back there. Jack Della Maddalena hit for us at plus 105. We got it early in, back when Jack JDM was plus money. And then we had Grasso moneyline, another 0.3 units at plus 175. We had Jasmine Jastovicius, which didn't cash for us. This is the only bet that we lost. And then we had Grasso moneyline at plus 154. We had a 2-leg. Then we had parlays, 2-leg Kopylov with Zellhuber, 1 unit at minus 130. Another 2-leg over 2.5 in Cortez versus Jastovicius. And we had this with Kopylov for a unit, 1 unit at minus 182. This came through easily. And the next 2-leg we had Zellhuber with Kopylov again for another half a unit at plus 105. We had another Zellhuber parlay with over 3.5 in the main event. Grasso versus Shevchenko for a 0.4 unit at plus 102. And then for prop bets we had over 2.5 rounds in Jack Della Maddalena and Kevin Holland fight. I told you guys this is gonna go over 2.5 rounds. I don't know why the bookies thought we were gonna see a finish. Both of these guys are some of the toughest guys in the UFC. They're both very, very durable. They both can take a big shot. They both can. They both have pretty good fight IQ. They can stay safe in the fight. Both of them have pretty good experience. So I don't know why many people thought we were going to see a finish. A lot of people thought we were going to see Kevin Holland with the submission win. And I'm glad I stayed on the JDM side. I knew he was going to get it done. Really happy for Jack Della Maddalena. He got a big win over Kevin Holland. This is gonna really take him to the next level. Now people can't talk shit about JDM anymore. They were really talking shit about JDM because of that last fight against Basil Hafiz. But a really good win here over a UFC veteran like Kevin Holland. Really happy for JDM. We had Jack Della Maddalena as a best bet. And then we also had Jack Della Maddalena and versus Holland over 2.5 at plus 110. If you got this late, you could have got this at plus 120 even. So I'm really happy about that. That was a really good call by me. And next up we had another over 1.5 which cast. You guys could have played the over 2.5, but I was a little bit scared for the over 2.5 because Padilla is a finisher and Nelson is very tough. Good for him. He got the win there. I knew it was going to be a tough fight. That's why I didn't really have any money on Padilla. I only had the round props for him. But still, at minus 145 early on, over 1.5 rounds, easily hit. No one really had to sweat it out. So we had a half unit play there. And then for the last prop that we hit on was a Kopylov by second round finish. I was very confident in this. I dropped another I dropped like another half a unit on this plus a round 2 finish. I knew he was gonna break Fremd in the second round. That's how I usually That's how I usually fight. He gets your timing in the first round. He's gonna stay patient. Let his opponent's energy burn out in the first round. And then he's really gonna put the pressure, get the timing of his opponents. He was landing those nasty body kicks. He pretty much just broke Fremd down in the second round. So I'm glad that Kopylov by second round came through for us. And then Zellhuber by knockout. I had Zellhuber by third round submission prop at plus 2,800, but he got it done in the second round. So good win for Zellhuber. I don't know if you guys, I forgot to mention it in the videos, but as the card started yesterday, I called Zellhuber my lock of the week. I had a feeling he was gonna get Giagos out of there. I called Zellhuber by finish. Let's look at the what was that? Let's look at this. Yeah, let's look at the picks that we had. We went 7-2 on picks, guys. I'm pretty happy with the picks. Our lock of the week came through. We're on a 4 lock streak right now. We had Ian Gary, then we had Cyril Gahn, and then we had Carlos Ulberg. on the money line. All these fighters we had on the money line, and they're all under minus 400. Then we had, and the last week we had Zellhuber. So I'm really glad we're cashing in on the lock of the weeks. I hope you guys are making money in there. And then for the safety parlay, we had Shirez versus Kopylov. No, Shirez plus Kopylov for plus money safety parlay, or close to plus money. But the referee, stupid referee, made a big mistake in that fight. And Shirez had him in a pretty nasty guillotine choke, and he was close to finishing that choke. Lacerda was still trying to fight that choke out, but the stupid referee just jumped in and called it, so it ended up being a no contest. We would have hit the under 1.5 round, and the Shirez by inside the distance, and Shirez by submission if this came through. So it is what it is, guys. This is the MMA game. Sometimes shit can happen like this. Next up, we got the Kopylov round 2 knockout perfectly. Godinez got it finished with submission. I thought she was going to finish her if she used her wrestling, so I'm glad she did. And Nelson got a pretty big upset there. Next, Zellhuber by second round finish. I thought he was going to finish him by knockout, but he finished him by with the submission in the second round. Rosa Jr. got a first round knockout. Good for him. Under 1.5 cash there for you guys. And then JDM got the unanimous decision win there. Split decision win, my bad. Still a really good win over a tough veteran like Kevin Holland. I'm glad I called that over 2.5 at plus money. Really happy there for that call. Even the bookies had under 2.5 at minus money, so I'm glad I called that over. A lot of people were playing JDM by knockout or whatever, but I'm glad I stayed with my gut feeling, and I knew this was going to go to the scorecards. And then for the main event, I thought Grasso did enough to get the win there, but it is what it is. Shevchenko put up a really good fight. Grasso looked amazing. She dropped Valentina Shevchenko pretty bad. Almost had her out of there. And then in the 5th round, she got a pretty big 5th round. She was pounding her in the 5th round, got the takedown. She almost had the hooks in. She had a pretty dominant position in the 5th round. Some people think Valentina Shevchenko won, so I'm okay with the draw. It is what it is. Anyhow, guys, overall we did 7-2. We had the main event was a draw. I'm pretty happy. Our only 2 losses were Jasmine Jastovicius, and the other loss was Padilla, which a lot of people picked. I don't think a lot of people picked Nelson. Only 9% people picked Nelson, so I'm glad we still got the over 1.5 rounds bet that cast for us. So I'm pretty happy. We ended the night with 4 units in profit. Like the video, guys. I always bring you guys profit every week in and week out. So if you guys appreciate the content, like the video, leave a comment below for your boy for the algorithm. I give out my bets and picks for free. I don't charge anything. I don't have any I don't charge money for bets or anything like that. And we are on a 4 lock streak right now. We're gonna go for another 5th lock of the week. Let's get to the fights, guys. We have the first fight on the card. We have Montserrat Rendon versus Tamires Vidal. And I'm gonna watch the tape study on these fighters. For now, I'm just gonna do a quick picks video. So I'm not gonna go in depth for these fights. I'm just gonna do a quick picks video here and lean who I'm gonna be going with. I'm gonna be giving you guys my leans on these fights. We're gonna go with Tamires Vidal. I think Rendon, her stand-up is pretty mid, and Vidal has pretty good grappling too. She's a good fighter. She has a good fight IQ. She got a winner in her UFC debut with a flying knee. She's pretty good in her stand-up. I think she's gonna be able to defend the takedowns, keep the fight on the feet, and light up Rendon on the feet. Rendon is 34 years old. She's pretty old for these for even bantamweight. She's pretty old. She is gonna be a little bit taller. She's gonna have the reach is the same here between these two girls. I just think Vidal is gonna get the win here. But am I betting her at minus 250? Probably not. Am I gonna put her in any parlays? Maybe I'll put her in some parlays at minus 250. If this line goes any bit higher, I'm probably not gonna put her in any parlays. But would also get the win. I think she's gonna finish Rendon. Maybe yeah, she's a finisher. I think she's gonna finish her by I'm gonna say she finishes her by a submission. Next up, guys, we have Mizuki, versus Hannah Goldy. Hannah Goldy coming off a knockout loss to Molly McCann, where she got a spinning elbowed. Back when McCann was a lot of people were really high on Molly McCann, who really can't grapple for shit. Anyhow, guys, we have Mizuki coming back after a pretty big layoff, 3 years off. Her last fight was against Amanda Lemos, who just fought for the world title and survived against Zhang Weili, and losing by decision to Amanda Lemos. No, not really any shame in that, to be honest. But the thing that scares me is the 3 years off, and she's a minus 250 now. Pretty crazy. She's gonna be the younger fighter here. She's gonna have a reach advantage here. The height is only 1 inch for Hannah Goldy. Hannah Goldy isn't really good anywhere. She's okay. She's got some okay ground game, but I don't really rate her wins that much. She's been losing to girls like Miranda Geranger, and then Diana Belbito is a pretty good fighter herself. Diana Belbito losing to Molly McCann. I don't know. That's not a good loss there. I think Inoue should get it done. I think she's gonna be able to keep the pace and pressure in this fight. Her striking is pretty good. She's the younger fighter here, 29 years old. I think she should get the job done. But am I gonna be betting on this fight? Hell no. I don't know anything about these girls that I'm gonna be putting money on them at. Inoue, whatever her name is, Mizuki Inoue. I think she should get the job done. I'm gonna say she gets it done by decision. Next up, guys, we have Jake Collier versus Mohammed Usman. Mohammed Usman is the older brother of Kamaru Usman, I think. Anyhow, guys, we have Jake Collier coming off 3 losses in a row over Andrei Arlovsky by split decision. Then he lost to Chris Barnett by ground and pound. He had some good moments in the first round, but then pretty much gassed out in the second round. And then he lost to Martin Buday, where he had some good success in the first 2 rounds. But then Buday really put up that pace on him, and they really got him out. Almost had him out of there. Martin Buday is a pretty good fighter himself. He's undefeated in the UFC. So I don't know if there's any shame losing to Martin Buday. But Jake Collier, he's not really a heavyweight, natural heavyweight in my opinion. He's probably a middleweight that fights at a heavyweight. He's too lazy to cut weight. He likes eating too much food. If I'm being honest, guys, he's a pretty big old fat boy who doesn't like to fight at his natural weight class. He likes eating food and making money and going out there. He has pretty bad cardio. He has good stand up on the feet, but his takedown defense is very suspect. And I think Mohammed Usman, even though Mohammed Usman has he's a liability on the feet. He can get hit cracked on the feet. He has very bad striking defense, but I think he's making improvements. He has a good wrestling game plan, and he's a strong dude for the weight class. He's a natural heavyweight here. He's gonna be the bigger guy here. I think he's trains out of Fortis MMA, so I think he's gonna have a good game plan. His brother is gonna prepare him for this fight, and he's coming off 2 wins in a row. One knockout win over Jack Pauga. Pretty good win there, and then he got a win over Junior Tafa, which is another really good win. We know Junior Tafa is a force to be reckoned with. Junior Tafa just knocked out Parker Porter like a month ago. I think Mohammed Usman gets the job done. He might get cracked in the first round. It might not be looking too good for him, but I think he can hold on to Jake Collier, put the weight on him, make him carry that weight, make him get into the grappling exchanges. And I'm gonna take Mohammed Usman. I'm gonna say he gets it done by decision. I don't know if he's going to finish Jay Collier. He doesn't really have that finishing ability yet. Just like his brother. He does have a finish over Jack Pauga, but I think that was more than Jack Pauga. I think Jay Collier has better stand-up than Jack Pauga. He has better boxing. Jay Collier is a pretty athletic guy for the weight class, but his cardio is a huge problem for him. I'm going to go Muhammad Usman by decision. Alright guys, next up we have Jacob Malkoun versus Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage getting another opportunity in the UFC. This is good. This is a do or die for him. I think if he loses this fight, I think it's over for him. I think Cody Brundage he's not, I don't know, man. I just can't get this guy right anymore. He's really been going on that downhill now. He's just making really bad mistakes in the fight. He has a horrible fight IQ. He pulled guillotines like 5 or 6 times against Cedricus Dumas. He was like a 2-1 favorite against Cedricus Dumas, and he lost that fight because of his own fight IQ and a horrible gas tank and horrible. Just you can't trust this guy anymore. But Jacob Malkoun has a grinding style of fighting. He's gonna take you down, grind on you in the clinch. He has pretty good cardio. I think Jacob Malkoun can win this fight on cardio, based on cardio alone. Malkoun does have some suspect striking. He can get hit on the clip on the feet, but I think he's got a pretty good chin. He's shown us pretty good durability. He's got some wins over guys like El Hassan, who's a pretty powerful guy himself. He's got a win over AJ Dobson, who's a pretty good, has pretty good durability and pretty good skills on the feet himself, and pretty good grappling. So unanimous decision win over these guys are that's pretty good wins. And another win over Nick Maximov, who's a pretty good grappler in his own right. I think Jacob Malkoun should win this fight easily. I'm gonna say Jacob Malkoun gets it done. I'm gonna say he gets a unanimous decision win over Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage should be on his way out of the UFC. I don't think Cody Brundage is really taking his career serious. He's just coming out there, showing up for a paycheck. And that's pretty much it. And Cody Brundage is going to be dangerous in the first round. But the longer this fight goes, the more it's going to favor Jacob Malkoun. I think Jacob Malkoun gets it done on the scorecards. Next up, guys, we have Tim Means coming back against Andre Fialho. Tim Means, the Dirty Bird, coming back for another fight. And then we have Andre Fialho. Both of these guys are on a 3-fight losing skid. Tim Means is a UFC veteran. He's had plenty of fights in the UFC. He trains out of Fate NHB gym. He's almost 40 years old. In about 5 months, he's gonna be 40 years old, right on the dot. He's 6 feet 2 inches tall with a 75-inch reach. We have his opponent Andre Fialho. He's a minus 200 for this fight. He's 29 years old. There's a 10-year age gap between the two guys. He trains out of Kill Cliff FC, which is a very high-level gym to train out of. I'm just gonna get right into it, guys. I think Tim Means is pretty much done. I think he looked horrible against Alex Morono, got submitted. I think his time is done, man. He's really been he's had a lot of fights in the UFC. He's had a lot of wear and tear. Even though Andre Fialho has been knocked out, but he's been knocked out by Jake Matthews, pretty good fighter. Knocked out by Muslim Saliko, who's a pretty good UFC veteran himself. Then he got knocked out by Joaquin Buckley, who's a pretty powerful guy himself at a middleweight and welterweight. I'm gonna say Andre Fialho gets a job done. I think he's gonna knock Tim Means out on the feet. I'm gonna say first round knockout for Andre Fialho. Okay, guys. Next up we have Miles Johns coming back against Dan Argueta. So Miles Johns coming back after a pretty big layoff. He was supposed to fight what's his name? He was supposed to fight this guy, Raoni Barcelos. Back when Raoni Barcelos fought who did he fight? He fought Kyler Phillips, yeah. So Miles Johns pulled out of that fight for some reason. I wasn't sure what it was over, but it was a cancelled bout for it says that Miles Johns had an injury back then, so you gotta think, does he still have an injury or is he back to 100% now? He is gonna be an underdog in this fight. He's a plus 160 underdog. He's Miles Johns coming off a win over Vince Morales, who's a pretty okay fighter. He lost by submission to John Castaneda, who's a pretty good UFC fighter himself. Has a knockout win over Anderson Dos Santos, who's not in the UFC, I think, anymore. Has a knockout win over Kevin Natvidad, who I don't really know about. But I think I like Dan Argueta in this fight. I think he's both of these guys are pretty high level grapplers. I do think Miles Johns is has a better stand up on the feet. I think he's gonna be the more explosive guy on the feet. But however, I think Dan Argueta, man, his last fight against Lawrence, I think Ronnie Lawrence, that was a horrible referee stoppage. He had Lawrence in a big, pretty bad submission. He was so close to finishing that. I think it was in the first round too. Dan Argueta looked pretty good in that fight. I think he's really making improvements. He's only 30 years old. He's gonna be a couple months older than Miles Johns here. But I like Dan Argueta in this fight. He did lose to Damon Jackson, but Damon Jackson is a pretty good fighter himself. He's Damon Jackson has been in the UFC for quite a long time now. I like Dan Argueta here. I think he can use his grappling here. He's training really hard. He's never been finished. He's a really tough guy, tough dude himself. He's only lost one fight to Damon Jackson. He's got some good experience, man. I like him here. I know he's a favorite here. He shouldn't be a minus 190 favorite. I think the line should be around minus 130, minus 140, because he was an underdog against Ronnie Lawrence. So why is he a favorite against Miles Jones? Doesn't really make sense to me, to be honest, guys. But I think the bookies are seeing what I'm seeing. I think Dan Argueta has a better gas tank. I think he has a better durability. He's also a tougher guy in the fight. He's also more dangerous on the ground. I think Miles Jones does slow down really bad. He's knocked out once. He's been submitted once. So I think this fight's gonna favor Dan Argueta. I think he's gonna be the more dangerous guy on the feet. I think he can lock in a submission. I'm gonna go Dan Argueta by submission. Alright guys, next up we have the main card of the evening, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys watch this video, guys. Let's hit 200 subscribers. We're so close to 150. I want to hit 200 subscribers, guys. Come on, support your boy, guys. I'm giving you guys free bets every week. Plus units. We are plus units in profit. Anyhow, guys, I'm gonna get back to the main card. We have Jourdain coming back against Ricardo Ramos. Both of these guys are good strikers. I think Ramos is a better grappler. He's probably the more dangerous grappler in the submission game. But I think Jourdain has a pretty good stand-up himself. I think he's working on his takedown defense now against Kron Gracie. He looked pretty good. He had some good takedown defense there. But Kron Gracie looked absolutely horrible. So I don't know how much stock you can really put into that. But he's been in the UFC forever now. He's had 10 fights in the UFC. Excuse me, guys. And then Ricardo Ramos is 16-4 in his career. He's been in the UFC for a couple of fights too now. He's had 10 fights in the UFC. Both of these guys have been in the UFC for quite a long time. Both of them have faced some pretty high-level fighters. I think Ramos has some good wins. He's got good wins over guys like Danny Chavez, I think, or Bill Algeo is a pretty good win. He's got a win over Journey Newson, who's not I don't know how much Journey Newson. Pretty good win though, unanimous decision win. Lost by knockout to Said Nurmagomedov, who's a pretty good fighter himself. Has a split decision win over Kang Ho Khan, who's another really underrated fighter. Has a win over Ayman Jahabi. He knocked out Ayman Jahabi with the spinning back elbow. Ayman Jahabi looks really good right now. We know that. Jahabi is coming into his own right now in the UFC. So both of these guys are very good technical strikers. Both of them. I think Ramos is a little bit more dangerous in the submission game. But yeah, he's very dangerous with the submissions. He only has one submission win in the UFC. But still, this is going to be a very hard fight to pick, guys. But Ramos is coming back after a pretty big layoff. His last fight was back in 2022 in June, so he's coming back after over a year off now. Jourdain has been pretty active. He's been fighting. He's been fighting every year. He's been fighting. He's fought once this year already. He's gonna be fighting the second time now. I like Jourdain here. I like my Canadian boy here, not just because he's Canadian, but I like his skills. I think he can defend the takedowns here and outpoint Ramos on the feet. Ramos is dangerous. He's got some pretty nasty striking. He throws a lot of spinning back fist, a lot of kicks, a lot of different varieties of strikes, and it's hard to tell where he's gonna be, where his strikes are gonna be coming from. His weapons are very versatile on the feet, but I think Jourdain being active lately, I think he's been in the training camp, and I think he's working, he's putting in the work, and he's gonna be the younger fighter here. Yeah, he's gonna be 1 year younger, I think, or a couple months younger. I do like that Ramos trains out of the Team Alpha Male, but this is a very 50-50 fight, guys. But I'm gonna pick my Canadian boy, Jourdain on the scorecards. Alright, guys. Next up, we have Bryan Battle going up against AJ Fletcher. And Bryan Battle coming off a win over, really good win over Gabe Green. He knocked him out, sent him back into the regional promotions. Gabe Green fighting in the regionals now. He knocked him out in the first minute. Yeah, Bryan Battle, I picked him here. I picked him in that previous fight, so I'm glad I picked him there as a pretty big underdog. And then he's going to be taking on AJ Fletcher. AJ Fletcher coming off a loss to... he coming off a win over Timba Grimbo where he choked him out in the second round. And then he lost to Andalus, lost to Mateusz Thomasberger. I think Bryan Battle is gonna win this fight. If I'm being honest, guys, I'm just not picking. I'm not just picking him because he came through for me as underdog in his previous fight. But I think he's a dangerous guy, man. He's dangerous on the feet. He's dangerous on the ground. He can be taken down, but he's got very underrated jiu-jitsu on the ground. He's a very dangerous guy, man. He's really coming into his own right now. His only loss in the UFC was to Rinat Fakhreddina, who's a force to be reckoned with in the welterweight division. Rinat Fakhreddin just choked out Kevin Lee in the first minute of the fight. So you gotta Bryan Battle went to decision with him. He got out grappled. He didn't take much damage in that fight. Rinat Fakhreddin pretty much just controlled him for the majority of the fight. But yeah, man, Bryan Battle is a tough dude. He's a very tough guy. He's coming into his own, training really hard right now. I think Bryan Battle gets the job done. AJ Fletcher's gonna try to take him down, and AJ Fletcher doesn't have the gas tank to control Bryan Battle for 15 minutes. And Fletcher does have some good striking on the feet, but he's gonna be at a pretty big reach disadvantage. Yeah, we have a 10-inch reach advantage for Bryan Battle. This is gonna be really huge, and he's also gonna be taller by 3 inches. That's really gonna help him there. I think he's gonna be able to fend off the takedown attempts of AJ Fletcher, and I think he's gonna be able to. He's a very technical striker on the feet. He's a much better striker on the feet. I think Bryan Battle has enough cardio. He has the better cardio gas tank. He's a better striker. He's a more dangerous guy on the feet. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Bryan Battle again. I think he's gonna get the job done. I'm gonna say he does he submit AJ Fletcher? I really don't know, man. AJ Fletcher's a pretty tough dude, never been finished. I'm gonna say Bryan Battle gets it done. I'm gonna say he gets it done by decision. But if you're gonna be betting Bryan Battle, take him on the money line, guys. That's the safest play because he could finish, he could win by decision. He's good. He can get the job done everywhere. He's a very dangerous dude. He can win by decision. He can win by submission, win by knockout. So I'm gonna pick Bryan Battle by decision because I have a lot of respect for AJ Fletcher. He's a very tough dude himself, and he's making improvements. Only 26 years old, but I think Bryan Battle is really showing a lot of improvements right now. He's in his prime right now at 29 years old. I'm gonna take the more dangerous guy, Bryan Battle, to get the job done. Next up, guys, we have Marina Rodriguez going up against Mizuki Waterson-Gomez. And I don't really need to get into this fight too much. Mizuki Gomez Waterson is 37 years old, almost 38 years old, fighting at strawweight. She's gonna have some trouble cutting weight at this point in her career. She's coming off 3 losses in a row over. Marina Rodriguez already beat her back in 2 years back. Then she lost by choke to Amanda Lemos. Lost to Luena Pinheiro by split decision, which is a very close fight. I think I like Marina Rodriguez here. I think she can beat Gomez up again. I think the UFC is trying to get Marina Rodriguez a win again. I like her. I think she can defend the takedowns. I think her stand-up is better. She's a more dangerous girl. She's got more sting in her punches. And Gomez Waterson is getting up there in age. Both of these girls are over 35 years old. But am I gonna be betting on Rodriguez? Maybe you can get a better number on the live betting on this fight. But I'm gonna stay away from this fight. I think Marina Rodriguez will get the job done. I'm gonna say unanimous decision win over Waterson. Next up, guys, we have the co-main event of the evening, guys. Bryce Mitchell going up against Dan Ige. And Bryce Mitchell, we know he's a really high-level grappler. He's very dangerous with his grappling, very good top control. But his striking is not there, man. His striking levels behind a guy like Dan Ige. Dan Ige is a very technical striker, very heavy hands. This dude's hands are so big, man. And this dude is really, I think he's making some improvements now, even at 32 years old. He's still in his prime. Yeah, he's 9-5 in the UFC, but look at the guys last two guys like Movzai who out grappled him. Lost to Josh Emmett. That was a pretty close fight, I think. Josh Emmett fight. Lost to Chan Sung Jung, who's a UFC legend. Got a win over, knocked out Gavin Tucker in the first 30 seconds. Lost to Kelvin Kattar, who's a top contender at featherweight. Split decision win over Edson Barboza. Win over Backtick. Win over Kevin Aguilar. And like, he's got good wins, man. He's been in the UFC for so long. Another win over Fernando Padilla. Like, this dude's been in the UFC forever, but his takedown defense is always concerning. He can get out grappled. I think the UFC is trying to get Bryce Mitchell a win here. They know he's a younger guy at 28 years old. I get the UFC matchmaking here. But man, if Dan Ige defends a takedown, do you guys think Dan Ige is not going to be working on his takedown defense in the training camp? And Dan Ige has a very dangerous submission game of his own, but he can get out grappled, as we know in this fight against Movzai and Chan Sung Jung. But man, this is a tough fight to call. I get it why Bryce Mitchell is a favorite here, but if he's not able to get the takedowns, what happens then? Yeah, he got one takedown over Ilia Topuria, but Ilia Topuria has a very good takedown defense. But man, I want to pick the underdog here. I'm gonna go with underdog. You guys know I like the underdogs. I love picking the underdogs. I'm not gonna just pick the favorites. I think Danny has a pretty big chance, man. If he is able to keep the fight on the feet for even a round, I really think he's gonna hurt Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell has very, very bad striking defense, and we've seen Bryce Mitchell really get clipped hard, man. And he's coming off. He took a lot of damage against Ilia Topuria, where he just looked lost on the feet. Yeah, man. I think Dan Ige is live to get a knockout here in this fight. I'm gonna pick Dan Ige as an underdog here. Let's go. Let's pick the underdog, guys. Let's go, Dan Ige. 50k Ige. We're gonna go 50k Ige, man. I love Bryce Mitchell. I know he's gonna have a grappling advantage here. He's probably gonna get the takedowns, but what if he's not able to get the takedowns? What if Dan Ige does defend the takedowns? What happens then, guys? Let's go with the dog money. Dan Ige, 50k underdog pick. Let's go. Next up, guys, we have the main event of the evening. We have Rafael Fiziev versus Mateusz Gamrot. Another banger fight, guys. I cannot wait for this fight. This is going to be a 5-round banger fight. Rafael Fiziev, we know Rafael Fiziev is a very high-level striker for the lightweight division. He just had a very close fight with Justin Gaethje, which went all 3 rounds. It was a majority decision win for Justin Gaethje. I think Justin Gaethje, that could have gone either way in my opinion at that fight, but I would have given it to Justin Gaethje still. I think Justin Gaethje just has that experience in the UFC. He just knows how to outpoint in the last round. So Gaethje was able to get the job done there. But Gaethje is a top 3 guy in the lightweight. But man, this is a tough matchup for Gamrot. Gamrot is not a good striker. I mean, I know people want to say he can hang on the feet in the striking. Yeah, sure, he's a tough dude, very, very tough dude. But just a couple fights ago, he got dropped by Beneil Dariush. He was trying to like die at the legs of Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush was defending the takedowns, and then Beneil Dariush landed this big left hook, and that put Gamrot down for like a couple of seconds, and then Gamrot was dying at the legs again, which helped him survive. And the last fight against Jalen Turner was lighting him up on the feet, guys. If Jalen Turner was able to defend the takedowns in that 3rd round, I think Jalen Turner would have won that fight. I would have given that fight to Jalen Turner because he was landing more damage. Even though I picked Gamrot against Jalen Turner, I thought Jalen Turner did enough to get the win there. But man, Gamrot has very good cardio. He's a very high-level grappler. Very good. He knows how to chain the wrestling together. He can go 5 rounds all day long. A really, really good gas tank on him. But he's not a good striker. I mean, he's very prone to getting clipped on the feet. And this is a very good matchup for Rafael Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev has 90% takedown defense, guys. 90% takedown defense. Sure, RDA was able to take him down a couple of times, like once or twice. But what happened? Rafael Fiziev knocked him out in the 5th round, I think it was, with a crazy left hook, man. Rafael Fiziev has power for days. This dude, He's gonna carry his knockout power into the 4th round, into the 5th round, into the 3rd round. He's always got those heavy power in his hands that can put you down, put your lights out any second. I love Rafael Fiziev here. I got him at -142 for half a unit. I was waiting on more people to drop money on Gamrot. I think a lot of people are still high on Gamrot. And he's a good top-level contender, man. He's a good fighter, but he's not a good striker. He's not a high-level striker. That's what I want to say. He's a good striker. He can hang on the feet with a lot of guys on the light at 155. But when he goes up against the top-level guys who can fend off his takedowns and have a very heavy hands, and when his opponents have a high-level striking defense and have a very good power, I think he's gonna be in trouble. Even against Arman Tsarukyan, I thought Arman Tsarukyan got the win there, but the judges gave it to him for some reason there. He's got some good wins in the UFC, but I think this is a hard stylistic matchup for him. Now, can Gamrot really take Rafael Fiziev down over and over? I don't think so, man. I just don't see him controlling Fiziev for 5 rounds, and I don't see him submitting Fiziev at all. Fiziev is a very tough dude. It's only been clipped once in the UFC, which is to Magomed Mustafayev, who just spinning back kicked him. So he's only been finished back in 2019, but he's been on a tear since then. Look at these guys that have been beating Alex White, Mark DeCasey, Renato Moicano in the 1st round, knockout, left hook. Bobby Green, Brad Riddell, Rafael Dos Anjos, knocked him out in the 5th round. Then had a really close fight against Justin Gaethje. Yeah, that fight really showed us that Fiziev is a top-level guy, man, at lightweight. He's gonna beat Mateusz Gamrot. I think he's gonna knock Mateusz Gamrot out. I'm gonna go with the Rafael Fiziev by I'm gonna say 2nd round knockout, guys. So guys, those are the picks, guys. So let me repeat my picks again. We have Rafael Fiziev by 2nd round knockout. We have Bryce Mitchell. Oh no, we have Dan Ige by decision. Marina Rodriguez by decision. Bryan Battle on the money line. We have Charles Jourdain on the money line. Dan Argueta on the money line. We have Andre Fialho on the money line. We have Jacob Malkoun on the money line, but I'm not going to be betting this guy at -500. Then next up we have Mohammed Usman to win by on the money line, maybe decision. We have Mizuki Inoue on the money line. I think he can finish Hannah Goldy, but decision. I'm going to say decision. And the last fight we have Tamires Vidal by on the money line. I'm going to say he finishes Montserrat Rendon. So guys, do you guys want a quick parlay? I think if you guys want a quick parlay for this fight card, you can parlay Rafael Fiziev and someone like Andre Fialho together. But if you guys don't want to parlay a guy who's on a 3-fight losing skid, you can throw someone like Vidal and Fiziev together for some easy plus money. Or you can, for another easy parlay, you can throw Bryan Battle and Fiziev for some plus money, easy plus money. I see Fiziev winning 100%. I might even lock Fiziev as my lock of the week. We are on a 3-fight lock of the week streak right now, guys. And I'm super confident that Rafael Fiziev gets the job done here. I might even, I'm going to lock Rafael Fiziev. He's my lock of the week, guys. Let's fucking go. Rafael Fiziev, lock of the week at -150. Let's freaking go, boys. I think he's -162 now. We're going to go. We're going to go for the biggest lock of the week. Rafael Fiziev. Let's freaking go, boys. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. If you guys appreciate the content, like the video, leave a comment below for the algorithm. And I'll see you guys in the next one. We're gonna make more money this weekend. Let's freaking go, boys. We're gonna go heavy on this card. Let's freaking go, boys. Easy plus money. We're profiting every week. We were +3 units profit. We would have been +14 units profit last week, but Israel Adesanya dropped the ball pretty big time. But still, we were +3 units in profit for UFC 293. A lot of people lost money on that card, so I'm glad that we made money there. And now we are +4 units on this card. Let's freaking go, boys. Let's go. Let's get this money. Like the video, guys. Come on, hit the like button. It only takes 1 second. Subscribe to the channel. I know you guys like these videos. You guys like making money. Hit the subscribe button. Come on, guys. Hit the like. I know you guys don't like hitting the subscribe button. Come on, listen to me, guys. Hit the subscribe button for your boy. I'm just kidding. Hit the subscribe button, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourself. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. That's it for me. I'm out. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm hungry as hell. I wanted to get this video out to you as soon as possible. See you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit the sub button.